I guess you could say I was a disgruntled youth, if you will. My parents got divorced when I was around 8 years old, and then when you go through a separation of family, you're faced with decisions, or lack thereof. You're forced to do things, if you will, and that you may not want to do. And that sort of manifested in me acting out, if you will, and misbehaving and getting in trouble with the law. I got shipped out right before my senior year to this like outdoor camp. Then I got shipped down to like a, sort of a reform school down in Virginia for 2 years. It was a big turning point for me from the perspective of the decisions I make and the people I surround myself with can directly affect my entire life. I think it hit me when I kind of pulled back and I saw like my father, who's a best friend and a hero of mine, just sort of like always stuck by me no matter what. That tattoo on my back says forgiveness in Venia, which is forgiveness in Latin. It's like I was not the best of sons, if you will. And he's always stuck by me and forgive me for being, for lack of a better term, an asshole. He kept investing in me and forgiving me where I never gave him something good until a long time coming afterwards. It shaped me who I am. Not many people know that story about me, and it's one of those things where if I didn't have that experience in my life, I don't know where I would have been. I left college, I was home for a year, I had to go to community college and work in construction, got a job personal training because I had my personal trainer certificate, and that's where a trainer was like, hey, you gotta try this CrossFit thing out. Life is crazy that way. I mean, it's like you ever say, hey, get the boot from college for a year, all right, great, life's over. It's like now you're gonna work with your hands the rest of your life, work in the trades or whatever it may be, and at that time it hit me home. I was like, I'm gonna work my ass off and no one's gonna stop me. And then I found CrossFit, and really changed my life. It's not the mistakes that make us better. We learn in the journey to and the journey from. Mistakes are mistakes. They're inevitable in our journey. And the CrossFit community is one of perseverance. Whether it's in a workout, we're doing CrossFit for Hope here at Reebok CrossFit One today, and whether you're doing the workout, you look at the big picture on the whole purpose for Hope. And then you can just hear stories from everyone, from losing weight to getting off medication to empowering their life. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. A barbell's a barbell, a pull-up's a pull-up, and we're gonna bust ass doing it. And Glassman always says the greatest adaptation in a CrossFit gym happens between the years. And I think that's what makes CrossFit so special. 2, 1, time! You're gonna be
I'm gonna wreck you. Your leg is too short. I get like 3 strides to one of yours.
Yeah, but
your hands, your knuckles, they scrape along the ground, so there's a lot of friction.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
That's your body weight, though, on a sandbag.
Exactly. Pound for pound.
Oh, yeah? Life doesn't care about pound for pound.
Yeah, but Denise does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rock falls on your chest, rock falls on my chest in the woods.
How many rocks have fallen on your chest before in your lifetime?
Well, remember, in the motherland, I know you don't go hiking, but in the United States of America, we like to get outside.
I'm just saying that a rock might accidentally fall on you today.
Have you ever seen that
No
movie?
rebuttal. No rebuttal.
Being an athlete's great, but I know that time is limited no matter what. Unfortunately, as our sport grows, so will that same notion of being an athlete. You'll be on the top one day, but then you get injured, no one remembers you anymore. I truly think that the greatest influence in the CrossFit community is the seminar staff and their ability of going around the world to now impact hundreds of other people. That's the #1 to me, because it's sustainable for a long time. Don't get me wrong, I want to be the champ. Someone asked me last weekend, so who do you think's going to beat Rich this year? It's like, well, me. It's like, what kind of question is that? So there'll always be the athlete inside of me no matter what. I can't wait to compete. I don't know if I've ever had that before. I was always sort of the reservations and nerves, but I just can't wait to get out there and throw down. And it's a feeling I've never had before, so I'm pretty excited about that. It couldn't have happened any sooner, and the route in which that took me to here today and head into my 4th games has sort of allowed me to have the progression and growth that I've seen so far.